Hi guys, this is Hope. Today I'm going to start by giving you a couple of baking tips, and then we are going to bake some soft and chewy flourless oatmeal raisin cookies that are going to be gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. Yay! So let's start with a couple of baking tips. I've written them down here just so I can remember all of my big ones. And so let's go. So for baking tip number 1, tray of ice cubes underneath bread. So when you're baking bread, if you just put a couple ice cubes on a tray and you put it in the oven, then it makes the bread so light and fluffy. That's great. And then 2, a clamper for pie decoration. So I don't know if you have, let's see, cut one of these. They're like little clamper things, and as you see, they have like this edge, and so if you go like this around your pie crust, it'll make this really pretty design. 3, softening butter. I often have problems softening butter if it just came from the fridge. I'm trying to bake right now, but I don't want to melt it. So for this one, you take just a regular glass cup, fill it with boiling, very hot water. You dump out the water and you straight away flip the cup over onto the butter, and it should be soft in a couple minutes. Then 4 is an avocado for butter substitute, and you just use 1-to-1 ratio, and it works amazing, and it makes the recipe a lot more healthier. And then 5, for testing baking soda. You never really know if your baking soda works or not, so this is a great way to test it. You put 1 teaspoon to 1/2 cup of hot water, and if there's no bubbles coming from it when you put that in, then it's not good, okay? So throw that out, okay? Then 6, flour, sugar, and egg substitutes. So for flour, I love using almond flour. That's even what we're gonna use for this recipe. And then for butter, I like using either ghee, ghee or like coconut oil or stuff like that. I wouldn't suggest margarine because it's just not great for you. It's actually worse for you than butter. And then sugar. I like to use honey for sugars. I like to use maple syrup, coconut sugar. We're also going to be using honey and coconut sugar for this recipe. And then egg substitutes. For eggs, I use gelatin, sometimes flaxseed, and then applesauce is probably my favorite of all time because it's just a great substitute overall. And then this is the one I've never really used before, but I just heard about it and thought it'd be cool to share it with you guys. So it's a cake mix to make it homemade, because sometimes you're just a little lazy. You want to make this cake mix, but you want to have that homemade feel about it, not just this box of cake mix that you're doing. So for this one, you add 1 extra egg to the cake mix when it's whatever it specifies. Add 1 extra one, and then you replace the oil with the butter, but 2 times the oil you do for butter. And then you replace water with an equal amount of milk. And then you just follow the box's instructions, and you have a homemade cake feel. I haven't tried that one out, so if it's just for your own self or something not super important, give it a try. But if it's something that if it does ruin the cake, it's going to be a big bummer, I would wait till next time.